Now you just can't leave.
All right, welcome back to the Reverse Mush podcast. Harry Mack here, as always. This week, I am joined by a very special guest, long overdue guest. I'm here with the manager, Steve Lee, ahead of his pro debut this weekend at Ring of Combat 76 at the Trop in Atlantic City. If you need tickets, hit the man up. Hit up a bunch of guys from SerraLongo, a bunch of guys on the card this weekend. Steve, how we doing, brother? Thank you for hopping on.
No, I'm good as it can be. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. It feels like this is one that we've talked about a bunch of times. The timing just kind of fell through a bunch of times, but we're here now. That's what matters. And it's a big moment. It's a big moment for you, man. Got the fresh cut going into fight week, looking clean, ready to fucking go.
Yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, they won't let me fight with the headband, so it is what it is.
Oh, boo. Hate to see that. New Jersey Athletic Commission. Get it together, man. Get it together. But all right, I guess we'll start from square one here, Steve. How did you originally get into MMA?
Man, I guess when I was like 12, young. When I was pretty young, I was into like WWE. I was into the old Rocky movies, all that crap. And then once I started watching MMA, I guess just like randomly on Spike TV, I remember seeing Randy Couture. He fought Tim Sylvia, and if you guys remember that fight, he was like hugely undersized. Like, it just, to me, I'm like, having no idea what's going on. I'm like, this poor old guy is about to get killed. Like, this is crazy. And about 5 seconds of the fight, he lands an overhand right, drops Tim Sylvia and takes his back. I'm like, holy shit, I got to watch this sport. This is incredible. So ever since then, I've kind of just been hooked.
There you go, man. I feel like a lot of guys around our age have a similar MMA origin story where it's I was sitting at home just scrolling through the channels and I saw some dumb shit on like FX or Spike and I was hooked. That was that. Also, quick aside, Tim Sylvia owes me 25 push-ups. He owes all of us.
I saw that.
He owes all of us 25 push-ups. He fucking blocked me, that coward.
Was he talking shit about Aljo? Was that what it was?
Yeah. He was talking shit about Aljo, and he bet somebody that if Aljo beat Jan, he would do 25 push-ups on camera. Yeah. As we all know, Aljo thoroughly beat Jan. Aljo 1-2-3 with a 10-8 round 2. Sure, why don't you? And then Tim got on the next day and said, "Oh, it's a bullshit decision. This and
I didn't know that.
Yeah. All of us bitching and moaning. And so, for like a week, I just, I maybe went a little over the top. I maybe cyberbullied a little bit. I got addicted to cyberbullying a former UFC champion. But yes, Tim Sylvia owes every Aljamain Sterling fan 25 push-ups. And I'm just worried. I'm just worried that Tim can't do them anymore. It's sad to see how the mighty have fallen. He might not be able to do 25 push-ups. So if you're listening to this, Tim, fuck you. Fuck you. You owe us 25 push-ups.
I'm pretty confident he's not listening, but no, it is what it is.
That's fair. I'm very confident he's not listening. But there you go. All right. So you get into MMA at kind of, the teenage years are formative years, and you watch it coming up. And then how do you eventually make that link with Ray Longo?
Oh man, that's so it was all kind of just a natural progression. So I fell in love with the sport. And so I started training out when I lived out in Colorado. And, as I'm watching the sport, I'm like, man, these wrestlers are fucking dominant, man. Like, maybe I should start doing that. So I was training like jujitsu a little bit, a little Muay Thai. And then my high school wrestling team, I jumped in, was thoroughly terrible, pretty awful when I started. Not like I'm great now, but it's still much better than when I started. And, I just got hooked onto wrestling. So I wrestled all 4 years throughout high school. And then once I got done with that, as I was going to high school, I was obviously still in love with MMA. I always wanted to get into it. I heard about this guy, Chris Weidman, and that really that got me interested. I was like, okay, like I'm applying to colleges, and I don't want to stay in the same state just because I know if I do, I'm going to end up doing the same shit with all my buddies that I was doing all throughout my high school year. So I was just like, you know what, maybe I'll apply to this Hofstra place. So I applied to Hofstra. They offered me a nice little scholarship. I was like, you know what, why not? A nice little change of view. And ever since then, once I started going to Hofstra, I started training here basically every day, walking from the school, coming here. And then naturally I just started, I just got along with the guys here. And I tell everyone that, if it's a natural progression, it's going to be, it has to be genuine, and I think a lot of guys try to force relationships here, but if you just have a genuine relationship with everyone, it's just so easy, and Ray's such a good dude. He helped me out. More than I can explain. And now he's just a good guy.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, man, like I don't think it'll ever wear off on me when I walk into that gym and Ray looks at me and goes, "Hey, hey, Harry, how you doing?" And in my
Yeah,
head, I'm like, "Oh, hey, Ray, how's it going?" But yeah, in my head, I'm like, "Man, like you shouldn't know that I exist. What in what world are you saying hello to me, like welcoming me in here? Like what on earth?" And it blows
no,
my mind
crazy.
every time. But yeah, I mean, the guy is so welcoming, so warm, so like happy to share knowledge and share opportunity and whatever he may have.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. But so yeah, I guess my next question, I guess you answered a little bit, but yeah, how does one go from just a guy at the gym to second best friend of Ray Longo?
um, again, I just it all just kind of a natural. It just happened weirdly enough. Like he needed my help with certain things. I think he just saw I was a nice kid trying to do my best really, and that's the story of my life. I'm just trying to do my best in whatever I'm going to do. So I remember at the time he had a couple guys he was training. He needed. I was kickboxing a little bit under him, and he needed. I was always obviously interested in getting to MMA at some point, but he would bring me down, have me spar some of the guys. Ask me to help out with here and there, and I would do whatever I could. And just over time, we built a really good relationship. And now the guy's my fucking master splinter. He does help me with everything. I tell everyone, just not even in MMA, but just in life. He's my guy.
There you go. You love to see that, and yeah, I mean, I tell anybody who asks me that if there's a guy who is the glue in that gym, the gear that makes everything turn, it's you, man. It is.
I
You're
appreciate
you're
that a lot,
you're
Harry.
the manager, man. You work hard. You keep that place chugging along. So it's admirable to just kind of yeah, just kind of walk in one day and then yeah, you blink and a couple years go by and look where you're at.
Not nuts. It's still to me, it's confusing how it all went down. But I'm humbled. I'm blessed to be in the situation I'm in.
There you go, and that's a good way to look at it, man. I think gratitude is everything in this game. But so, all right, so we got your pro debut coming up this weekend. Obviously, a big step in any fighter's career. So you went 3-2 as an amateur, and I can't speak on your debut. I wasn't there for that one, but I can say that Eric Gonzalez fight was your fight. So it's 4-1 in my book as far as I'm concerned. But so you kind of have that perspective of being the fighter affected by a bad judge's decision. So what does that feel like in the moment where the fight finishes? I don't know what's going through your head. Walk us through what's going through your head from the end of that fight, I guess. Because as somebody in the crowd, it was very apparent to me that you won that fight. And especially when they came out and they said 30-27, round two of that fight for you was the clearest round of any round in that fight. So I was like, oh, all right, word, books.
No, I appreciate. First of all, I really appreciate it, Harry. And for me, it's just I can't think about the wins and the losses as much as when I was younger and like wrestling and stuff like that. That stuff used to kill me. And still, it's obviously I'd rather win every time than lose, obviously. But for me, like if I don't perform, win, lose, whatever, I'm not gonna be happy with it. And I felt like in that fight, regardless of the outcome, I was gonna be unhappy with how I performed. And you know, to me, in a lot of ways, it's a huge blessing that I lost that fight because it made me reevaluate a lot, reevaluate my mindset going into fights, and now just it makes it a lot easier for me to go into fights and understand what I'm doing in there.
Right. There you go. And I think that's a very good mindset to have. I think a mindset like that is kind of the difference between, what makes guys good and what makes guys great. Because I feel like it's very easy to kind of, you can sit there and point fingers and say that was
Exactly.
my fight. I don't need to go back. I don't need to go to the drawing board. I don't need to change anything. Or yeah, you can say, all right, why were we in position that it's a close call? Why are we
That's
leaving it to the
absolutely it.
judges?
Absolutely. And like to me in my mind, like I felt I was the better fighter, but it doesn't matter. I got to make sure I prove that I'm the better fighter in there and make it clear for everyone. So again, those are the kind of mistakes I just don't plan on ever making again.
There you go. There you go. And so 5 amateur fights. We've seen guys with kind of a lot more amateur experience, kind of wait out on the amateur scene a little bit. So what made you feel like this was the right time to take that leap?
So I mean, I had the 5 amateur MMA fights. I luckily had some kickboxing fights prior to that as well. So I mean, people
Oh,
don't
there you
really get to
go.
look at that, which I kind of like. People didn't get to really see any of that.
That's
No,
that's the hidden footage. It's out there somewhere.
it's out there somewhere, unfortunately. Yes. But no, I felt like I've been ready for this opportunity for a very long time. I just think finally being here, being around these guys, I know like humbly, I know I'm good. And again, now it's my job to go out there and prove that. So it's not good enough to be good in the gym. I have to be the guy out there that, gets the win.
There you go. And so do you feel, does any part of you feel like you're almost better equipped for your pro debut, just kind of knowing that, I feel like the average amateur MMA fighter with 5 amateur fights isn't training every day with the level of guy that you're training with every day.
No, of course, no doubt. I mean, look, I tell everyone, like, I'm a product of the guys I'm around, man. Like, I'm lucky to be around guys like Aljo, Marab, Ray. I was just talking to someone this morning. For my fight this Friday, the guys in my corner are going to be Ray, Matt Serra, and Aljamain Sterling. Like, to me, like, I don't even
not
know
a bad corner.
That's not a bad corner. Man. I don't know how the hell this stuff happens. I'm just blessed to be in the situation I'm in, and no, I feel I wouldn't take this fight if I didn't feel I was ready for it, and I definitely feel I'm more than ready for it.
There you go, and I believe you. I feel like there are guys who say that who you're not sure if you believe or not, but you said it with your chest. You said it with conviction. I believe
Absolutely.
You there. And so I guess kind of building off that, when you got 2 UFC champions and a legendary coach in your corner, is there any part of you that kind of feels almost an additional pressure to succeed in MMA, just kind of feeling the weight of those expectations of working with these guys, of kind of fighting under that SerraLongo banner?
It's funny. I was just thinking about this the other day. When I wrestled, I just, again, like, I'm not the most athletically inclined. I'm not, the strongest, the fastest, etc. So I never had pressure, when I was wrestling, and I performed terribly. The only pressure I ever had was just the pressure I would put on myself. And now for me, like, again, I hate to be a walking cliche, but dude, the pressure is a privilege for me. Like, to have that pressure now is just to me, it's such a blessing. Because before it was never, no one had any expectations, but for me to hear people saying, oh man, I expect you to do something. I'm like, wow, that means a lot to me. Cause for me, yeah, I didn't believe in that at first. So to be able to hear that from other people, from all my peers, it does mean the world to me.
There you go. That's awesome. And yeah, I mean, what's it like to hear yourself talked about by the likes of like John Anik and Kenny Florian and Longo and all those guys on the podcast?
To me, that's just a feather in the cap, man. That is something unreal, man. Again, these guys are I'm lucky to have these awesome guys like near me, and for me, it's not even just, I want to perform for myself, but I want to perform for them as well. So I love that pressure, man. I love being able to say that.
There you go. And did you go, like, not did you go out of your way, but did you almost make it a point to have your pro debut be with Ring of Combat and kind of follow that I feel like a lot of Law guys, a lot of SerraLongo guys have kind of laid that blueprint out.
No, definitely. I mean, I initially was going to actually have my first professional fight with a local promotion, but they had some issues, and luckily, somebody reached out from Ring of Combat saying, there's a guy your weight, a couple weeks from now, would you be interested? I'm like, absolutely. I've been ready. I was training since early March for this. So just to hear that another fight presented itself just like that, right when I found out my fight was canceled, I was like, look, this is, to me, truly a blessing in disguise. I got to really train with the best guys in the world. And again, I have my teammates, my buddy Anthony Delemy, he's going to make his pro debut with me. And we have Kelvin Sterling, Aljamain Sterling's brother, as well as Albanian star Armando Getcha. So, man, we got a lot of star-studded guys on this card, and I'm just really excited to be a part of that.
Hell yeah, rolling squad deep. Yeah, I wish I was going to be able to be there this weekend. I'm unfortunately not going to be in the building, but
I'll get the next one, Harry.
Exactly, the next one I most certainly will be. That's right. And so, yeah, I guess just kind of getting more into the personal side of stuff here. What is it like to live with 2 characters like Aljo and Pumi?
Well, I'll tell you, Aljo is he teaches me a lot, man. Whether I don't know if he realizes it or not, but he teaches me a lot about just life in general. And it's good to have those kind of guys around you, man. Just good energy, good people, and that's what it comes down to, man. Like I'm sure I tell everyone that I sign up in the gym day one, like, look, man, if you're just a good dude, I promise everyone in here is going to help out, man, because these guys are good people. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it yourself now, Harry. Like, these are just good guys, and they do want to help out. And to be around that so often, it makes me want to be better, not as just a martial artist, but as a person, really.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And yeah, it never fails to surprise me how just how generous everyone in that room is. You know what I mean? Like I'm standing there before a kickboxing class, looking around, like, oh, where's my guy Jose, who's like, 47 years old and on my level, we can go toe to toe. But yeah, he's not there, and yeah, Kelvin's the one who steps forward, like, oh, let's get some work in. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And yeah, guys are just so happy to like impart knowledge, and I'm the one sitting there getting frustrated with myself because obviously I'm not on the same fucking level as these guys. And yeah, everyone's so quick to reassure and just be like, "No, dude, just like technique, take it slow. Like, don't worry about it." You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah,
of
I'm
course. And
always.
I think no, I think the success this gym has had speaks for itself in that sense. Like there's a reason it works. We had a guy who recently joined the gym. He has a couple pro fights himself. And he just said he feels so grateful to be here, and how lucky it is to train with such good guys. I'm just like, look, man, that's it. That's just the attitude, really. Like, if you're just happy to be here and you're just enjoying the process, you're gonna do fine. Like, I really believe that. Like, regardless, I don't know about the specific fights, but you're gonna do fine just in life, in my opinion, if you have that kind of mindset. Just because, again, you're grateful, you're a good guy. I truly believe those are the guys that do well.
There you go. If you're talking about Alex, he gave me the blues in like his second day on the gym.
I am talking about Alex now. He is a good dude, right?
Great dude. I was looking around, needed somebody to roll with, and I warned him beforehand. I was like, man, my cardio is shit. My technique is also shit. It's like you're gonna have to work with me here a little bit. And
he will.
Right, he gave me the work, but did it in a way that it was still helpful to me, at least.
Just again, good guy, and that's the kind of energy I want to be around here.
Yeah, there you go. A worthy addition for sure. So I know. Going back to the Funk Palace there. I know you're a big Super Smash guy. What's the favorite video game for Steve Lee?
Favorite video? Oh man, that's a tough one. I haven't been able to play any video games in a long time. I've just been so busy. If you're talking about, it probably is still Super Smash Bros. Because nothing really just gets my juices flowing in terms of gaming like that. So that's probably number one. Number two, if I'm like just playing by myself, I'll play like Grand Theft Auto just to get some of the stress out.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with hopping on GTA for like 25 minutes, half hour, just causing some mayhem, getting it out of the system.
Exactly it, 100%.
We've all been there. We've all been there for certain. And so how do you feel, I guess, about the role that social media plays in promotion and just the fight game in general these days? Because it's just become like it's inescapable now.
No, it's inescapable. That's 100% the truth. If it was up to me, obviously, like we would get rid of all that. It would just be like in the 70s. We just get to go fight on fight night. I don't have to think about any of this other crap. But unfortunately, that's not the time we live in. So we all have to do what we have to do. So you got to promote yourself a little bit. You have to, and this is what I just say. I don't want to be anyone I'm not. Like, I don't want to promote myself as someone I'm not. I just want to be as genuine as possible, and I want to express who I am through my social media. So, everything I post, it's coming from me. Everything it's who I am. So, I'm not gonna do any fake machismo, any of that bullshit. It's just, again, all this is just me, and that's all I can do. So, if people like it, awesome. If don't, it is what it is, man. That's it.
Yeah, no skin off your nose.
100%.
You're more of a speak softly, carry a big stick kind of guy.
That's basically it. Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, I feel like you can tell when it's contrived. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like the posting stuff goes, and you can tell when guys are just posting cringe, and it's just like, dude, just be like a regular guy. Just be a regular guy. No, be relatable.
We had a guy fight this past weekend kickboxing. I don't know if you know him, Dave Samir. He won a second kickboxing bout. Dave, just a great dude, just a nice guy, keeps his head down, just does the work, man. He trains his ass off, and again, that's the kind of guy you want to help. Like, really, it's not the guy that's fucking talking about, I'm the best this, I'm doing this. It's just like, dude, I don't even know who you are. Like, so how great can you really be?
Right.
Again, I was talking to Ray about it just yesterday. Like, the way Dave does it, he did it the right way, man. He just came in, he put his head down, he worked, and then he said, hey, like, I'd like to fight. I'm like, okay, no, you definitely earned the opportunity to fight. Like, you put your, you work your ass off. And, some of these other guys, whether it's fighting or anything, they're never gonna, in my opinion, they'll never be who they want to be if they spend so much time faking it on social media. I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. I'd rather just focus, be who you are. And if, like, to be fair, if who you are is a dickhead, I don't expect you to last very long in here anyways. So it is what it is.
There you go. No, I think that's a perfect way to sum it up for sure. Like if you're you and you're genuine, then that's enough. You know what I mean? That's all you need. But yeah, if you're going and you're trying to do the whole, pounding your chest and everybody look at me and I'm the big show, then like, yeah, people are gonna take it that way and not in the way that you want them to, most
Absolutely.
likely.
No, really.
And so I guess so. You've done a lot of corner work. These last couple of years, you've been a mainstay at these regional shows and at some of the big shows too. And UFC, Bellator, wherever guys are fighting, it seems like you're there. You and Longo attached at the hip. So what is it? What is it like for you to get that win as a cornerman, as opposed to being the fighter in the cage, getting it yourself, as a guy who kind of has experience now doing both?
Yeah, I mean, I tell everyone this, and it doesn't. Really, I'm being perfectly honest. Like for me, like the fighting is the best part. Like once you put in all the work, it's just like finally, like all my hard work is for this moment. Like I itch at the opportunity to be able to. I genuinely do mean that. To corner, man, that is a true. Like I tell Ray this all the time. Like you gotta really be willing to sacrifice, man. It's not easy. Like it's to me, it's more nerve wracking just in the sense that I have no, I can't control what this guy's gonna do. I can do the best I can do as a corner, but that doesn't necessarily mean like he's gonna listen or it just, that's the result. So for me, fighting is easy, man. Like everyone's in their own way probably a fighter. They're fighting something. But to be a corner man, you got to be willing to sacrifice, and you got to eat a little crow. You got to eat a little shit, and it's tough, man. It's not to me. It's a very tough gig, and I commend Ray for doing it as long as he could, as long as he has.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess kind of building off that, what was it like for you to corner a fight with Matt Serra and Ray Longo?
Holy shit, man! I'll tell you right now, that actually, that is like again for me, just as a fan of MMA, I was like, I want to be as professional as possible, just because I want to make sure, like first and foremost, our guys got to win. But
Right.
man, like afterwards, I'm just like, holy crap, that is an experience, man. Just being in the corner with those guys, it just you see why they were able to build what they've been able to build, man. It is something special those two guys have.
For sure. I mean, yeah, I imagine that's got to just be surreal. You know what I mean?
That's no other word to put it, man. Surreal, really.
Absolutely. Well, you love to see that, man. It is much deserved, well deserved. And so, what would you say is your favorite part of managing the gym?
Um, okay, I would say my favorite part is also my least favorite part. It's just the people. Like it's just as MMA doesn't attract the most normal audience sometimes. So
No, not quite.
we got some freaking maniacs that come through the door, as you've probably seen at this point. But again, some of the people too, like you mentioned like Jose, just a guy that just nice dude, works hard, just a good guy. Again, that brings a great energy every time he comes in. He trains his ass off. So I'm just like, man, this guy's training harder than half our fucking fighters. This is just incredible to watch, really. Like, to me, it's truly inspiring. Again, like that's what I mean. It makes me want to be better in every aspect of life. So to me, that's the best part. And again, the worst part is some of those guys are
some of the people. Yeah,
tough to deal with too, as you've seen, Harry.
yeah, I definitely feel you on that one. And yeah, man, I mean the Jose's and guys like that I feel like those are the guys who kind of like, I mean that's what any MMA gym for the most part is built on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of people look at these gyms, and especially gyms, like Law, where there's a lot of high level fighters, and they assume, oh, this place has got to be raking in money hand over foot with all these pros and this, that, and the other thing. But it's like, no, man, like the guys who keep the lights on are, yeah, the Jose's of the world, the guys who just want to come in and train, and they're regular dudes, and they got, day jobs and the whole nine.
For me, that's how I started too. So for me, like I see like truly, I guess the value in that, really, just because like for them, it's not even just they get to train with the best guys in the world. They get to really like, I like to think that what they do in here, they're able to transfer out into the real life, into their real lives. Like I have no worries about a guy like Jose, because I know the level of effort he puts in here. I have no doubt he's putting out, in his job, with his family, with everything. So I love seeing things like that, really.
Yeah, there you go, man. That guy's a workhorse, dude.
He's a good, again, just a good dude, man.
Jose and I will finish up a jujitsu class, like 3 rounds of live rolling, the whole nine, and then I'm dead on the floor at 25 years old, like inches from death. And Jose is like, "Oh, Harry, you staying for boxing?" We're like, "No, dude, man. Not tonight."
Man, really? No, yeah. The guy doesn't. I just inspiring for me to watch.
Exactly, absolutely. And so I guess to bring it full circle here, come back around to your fight this weekend. I'm sure you've watched some tape. So how do you feel that you match up with your opponent, Austin Coleman, here?
Well, this is the thing I love about Ring of Combat, man. They match us up fairly. You know, you're never gonna see a 10-0 guy fight an 0-10 guy. You know, and I see that in a lot of other regional promotions, things like that. And I hate seeing that shit. Really, I think it's stupid. You know, I think it hurts both guys ultimately. So this, you know, the guys had one pro fight. It was a good competitive fight against one of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's guys. And again, like the guy he fought was no slouch, and he fought very well. So I expect this to be a hard fight, the toughest fight of my life, and I expect to come out with a win.
There you go. Love to see it. We absolutely love to see it. All right, Steve, before I let you go briefly, I know you're a big superhero guy. Did you have a chance to see Doctor Strange yet?
I did, of course.
Okay, give me some thoughts. Give me some takes.
Man, I enjoyed it. You know, I know a lot of people are going to have their they're gonna have like mixed reviews on it, but man, for what it was, I just expected a Sam Raimi movie, and I like Sam Raimi, so I enjoyed it, man. It was a bit of a twist. I would have expected. I wanted a little more madness, but I enjoyed what I liked it. You know.
See, that's the smart way to go into it. I think I went in with my expectations a little bit too high, and I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie, but I guess I came away just a little bit disappointed.
Nah, you know that I can totally understand, though. Yeah,
I just wanted a little bit more, but yeah, like you said, it was a Sam Raimi movie. Like it was awesome. It was enjoyable. It was a fun popcorn flick for sure. Who, if you had to pick somebody from the gym to play a superhero in a movie, who are you picking?
Play a superhero in a movie. Oh man, that's a tough one.
And I guess who would the superhero be? I guess that's another important part of the question.
It depends what you're looking for. I mean, to me, Lemmy is like our fucking Yoel Romero. Like you could put him as Italian Captain America, Captain of Italy, whatever. I'm telling you, we got some characters in this gym. So I don't know about superheroes. We definitely got some super villains though. So we got a good mix of everyone. Yeah.
There you go. All right. I like that. That's a very political answer. Very smart answer. All right. Well, Steve, I very much appreciate your time, brother. This has been a long time coming, and I really do.
We can finally do this.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate all the work that you do to keep things moving down there, and keep everybody on track. Fucking.
It's truly my pleasure, Harry.
The heartbeat in that room. Anything you want to plug before I let you go?
Follow me at Teven Wee. Follow Longo Weidman MMA. Best gym in the world for a reason. I want to thank the sponsors over at the Chicken Pound. Never grilled chicken again. Those guys are awesome. They helped me with this weight cut so much. So aside from that, man, just can't wait to go.
There you go. Love to see it. So Friday night, Ring of Combat 76, Atlantic City at the Tropicana. I believe you can buy a pay-per-view at deadseriousmma.com.
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. Look at me, man. I got it down pat. All right, well, Steve, I very much appreciate you, brother. I've taken enough of your time. I will let you go. But thank you so much, man.
Always a pleasure, brother.
Best of skill this weekend. We will all be cheering. Can't wait to see the fight, brother.
Thank you, man. Take care, Harry.
All right, be good, bro.
See you, buddy.